Good afternoon, children. Welcome back to your chemistry class. This is the second class of this chapter, the matter surrounding us, pure or not. In the previous class, we talked about elements. What was the elements? Elements is we cannot split it up. We cannot split an element in 2 or 3 parts. And elements composed of atoms. Okay. You have already learned about the concepts of elements. In today's class, we will talk about metals and non-metals. Okay, this is a very important concept and we use it in our everyday life from the very ancient time, and the usage of metals and non-metals increasing day by day gradually. So, let's begin the class. Well, these are some features on which we will study about metals and non-metals. So first one is metal. Metal is a very common term. We just use iron, copper, silver, aluminium, gold. These all are the metals found in our atmosphere and we use it very frequently, I mean every day. Okay. So, metals are such kind of elements which have some precious or special characteristic features. Just like the first one is strong or brittle. Metals and non-metals both have some characteristic features that just based on this. In case of metal, most of the metals I should say are strong. We cannot break any metal by our hands, by creating natural forces. We cannot break a metal. A metal obviously is a very strong. There are some kind of exceptions like mercury, they are not so strong. But generally the iron, copper, silver, aluminium, all the metals are very strong in nature. Okay. The next one is physical state. We already learnt about what are the physical states in our environment. There are basically generally 3 states: solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Okay. Most of the metals are solid in state. Okay. There are some common examples are just like silver, like copper, like iron, like aluminium, all are in the solid state. But there are some exceptions just like mercury. Mercury is a metal we found in the thermometers, right? Thermometer or clinical thermometer contains mercury and that is also a metal, but that is not in solid state. So mercury, or I can say Hg, or the chemical formula of mercury is hydrogram or Hg, that is exception, that is liquid in state. But most of the metals are solid in state, right? The next one is luster. Luster means having shine. Most of the metals are very shiny, having so many brightening features in the surface of the metals. It can reflect a light and create so shiny effects. So metals are very lustrous. Just like gold, we use in our ornaments, silver or aluminium sheets. Have you seen aluminium sheets? Which is very silvery, shiny and lustrous. So this is a very good example, a very precious example of the metals that we can find in our environment, that is lustrous. The next one is hard. Maximum metals are very hard. We cannot break it, or we cannot change the shapes of the metal by using our natural force like our hands, just like hammering into the metals. Metals are not so weak, not so brittle. They are very strong, I said previously, and it is very hard. But the exceptions are sodium and potassium. Sodium or Na, natrium, potassium or K, that is the kalium. These are the Latin names of the Latin or actual names of the symbolization. Okay, so these are the very not hard actually. These are kind of soft in nature. Okay. That means we just cut a sodium or potassium using a knife, but we cannot cut a metal just like copper, iron, silver. We cannot cut the metals. So most of the metals are hard, but these are the 2 examples or exceptions that are not so hard. Okay. The next is malleable, or malleability is a feature. We can change a metal, a shape. That means, just take an example, in case of ornaments, we use gold and silver generally to make the ornaments. We create so many designs, so many varieties, designs, and so many density, so many thickness, so many diversities in our ornaments, like. So if it is not malleable, we cannot create so many designs in it. So basically metals are malleable. We can change its shape. Okay. So this feature is known as malleability, and the metals are malleable in nature. The next one is ductile. Ductile means we can draw the metals into electric wares. In our houses or industries or any kind of buildings, there are so many electric wares made up of copper ware, iron ware, aluminium ware. These all are metal. So metals are drawn into electric ware, and this feature is termed as ductility, and obviously metals are ductile in nature. The next one is conduction of heat. Obviously metals are good conductors of heat. Just like I said that mercury found in the clinical thermometer, and it carries the body heat or the heat of the substance through by which we can measure, and the heat is conducted by the metal. All metals are good conductors of heat. Okay. We already learned that there are three modes of heat transmission: conduction, convection, and radiation. And conduction is the process in which heat is transferred through the medium. And the medium is, if the medium is metal, the metal is a very good conductor, so heat conduction or heat transfer is very faster in case of if the substance is made by a metal. Okay, so metal is a good conductor of heat. This one is sonorous. Sono, the term sono is related to sound. If you learn the term ultrasonography, that means a sound is used to take the measurements of your internal body organs. Sono, the term is related with sound. If we put a metal if we drop a metal in the floor, we can hear a sound, and that's why the metals are so sonorous in nature. Next is boiling and melting point. Boiling and melting point, you already learned that metals have high boiling and melting point. Okay, so children, this is metal, and now we will start about the non-metals. Now we will talk about non-metals. Okay, based on these features. So first feature is strong or brittle. We told that metals are strong, so non-metals obviously are brittle. Okay. Physical state. We told that metals are basically solid generally in physical state, but non-metals can be of solid, liquid, or gas. Non-metals can be of these three physical states. Okay, solid or liquid or gas. Okay, for example, liquid non-metal example is bromine. Bromine is a non-metal and that is liquid in state, and in short it is symbolized as Br. Okay. The next thing is luster. I told you that metals are lustrous, but non-metals are not lustrous. Non-metals are not shiny. Just like the metals are shiny, but non-metals are not lustrous, not shiny. Okay. The next is hard. Metals are generally hard, but non-metals, as they are of solid, liquid or gaseous in physical state, they are not so hard as compared to the metals. The next one is malleable. Obviously, metals are malleable, but non-metals are not malleable. We cannot change the shape of any non-metal structure. Okay. Next thing is ductile. We told you that metals can be drawn into electric wares, but non-metals cannot be drawn into electric wares. So non-metals are not malleable and non-ductile in nature. Next thing is conduction of heat. Obviously the opposite as the previous ones. The metals are good conductors of heat, and obviously the non-metals are poor or bad conductor of heat, or we can say it insulators. Insulators are the poor conductors of heat. Next thing is sonorous. We told you that if I drop a metal in the floor, I can hear a sound. But if I drop a non-metal in the floor, we cannot hear the sound. So non-metals are not sonorous in nature. Next is the boiling and melting point. I told you that metals are high in boiling and melting point. But in case of non-metals, they have the low boiling and melting point. So children, these are the overall conceptions of metal and non-metals. Okay. In the next class, we will talk about the differences between metal and non-metals and the metalloids. Thank you.